Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunnydale. Amazing, exciting community with so much happening to make people's lives even better. I am Scott Wiener. I have the honor of representing San Francisco and northern San Mateo County in the California State Senate. And we're here today to celebrate that we were able to obtain in the recently signed state budget nearly $12 million in investment in San Francisco's southeastern neighborhoods. And specifically, that funding is as follows: $5 million for the Sunnydale Hub, which will be a really amazing rec center here. $5 million for the San Francisco produce market. And $1.7 million for the Box Shop, a collaborative art workspace. Each of these investments will directly impact this amazing and over time tragically neglected community, ensuring that kids have a safe place to play, ensuring that people have access to fresh produce, and improving street safety, and then of course supporting local artists. I first want to talk about the Sunnydale Hub. As I know, everyone here knows, I want to thank all the members of the community for being here today. Sunnydale is a public housing community whose residents are largely low income and community of color. This community for so many years has lacked access to just basic community services and amenities that so many of us take for granted, such as access to fresh food, access to a public gym where people can exercise, and access to safe spaces for young people to play. While 79% of San Franciscans live within easy walking distance of a recreation center, the closest public gym for Sunnydale residents is about 2 miles away. This new community center, which is in combination with the rebuild of Sunnydale, which is very, very exciting, it'll be a great space for families to gather, for kids to play, participate in sports, and a much needed healthy social outlet for our youth, many of whom don't always feel safe traveling to other neighborhoods. Kids deserve to be kids. They deserve a safe place to come and play soccer or whatever else gets them going, to do arts and crafts, to hang out with their friends. And residents of all ages will enjoy the wonderful health benefits of the new Hertz Recreation Center. I want to thank the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development and Rec and Park. Thank you, Phil Ginsburg, for being here. Mercy Housing, Related California, the Boys and Girls Club, and Wu Yi's Children's Services for making this vitally important community resource a reality. I'm also thrilled about the funding we were able to secure for the San Francisco wholesale produce market. This market is, not everyone knows about it, but it is really one of the just best parts of San Francisco. A place where farmers from around the state can come and sell their fresh produce, supporting our local farmers. It is the only nonprofit wholesale produce market of this scale in the country. With this $5 million investment, the produce market will be able to upgrade its facilities and the surrounding infrastructure, directly benefiting the neighborhood and everyone who relies on the market. There's a lot of infrastructure and street changes that need to happen to take the market into the modern era and to make it really sustainable for the long run. It serves as a vital connector for Bayview Hunters Point and supports economic development and food security for the entire southeast portion of San Francisco. And then finally, I'm really excited about the funding that we were able to obtain for the Box Shop, a collaborative art workspace in Bayview Hunters Point, offering affordable studios for Bay Area artists focused on metal and industrial arts. and helping them to be able to continue to exist and to obtain a new space. We know that being an artist in San Francisco is not easy, to say the least. The cost of living here is just extraordinary for everyone, and we have seen far too many artists who have had to leave San Francisco. And San Francisco is all about arts and culture, and we need to support our local artists. And the Bach Shop does that. It provides just a space, and space is what so many artists lack, just a space to create their beautiful art, and that's what the Bach Shop is. The Bach Shop may have to leave their space. I hope that changes, but regardless, we want the Bach Shop to be sustainable and to have a permanent space. So I'm proud to be here today with various community leaders that you'll hear from, including Mayor Breed and Supervisor Walton. And I now would like to welcome our mayor. Welcome, Madam Mayor, Mayor Breed.
Thank you, Senator Wiener. It's so great to be back here in Sunnydale with the work that needs to continue. We've been here over the years for numerous occasions, and I remember when I first became mayor holding my budget speech here, talking about a lot of the promises that have been made to this particular community over the years. 15 years ago, at the time, Mayor Gavin Newsom, after federal funding had run out for public housing, brought forth Hope SF with a commitment to the Southeast community around rehabbing and rebuilding a number of public housing developments in the city. But it couldn't just be about rebuilding the homes. It had to be about supporting the needs of the community. And that's why the fact that our state senator, Scott Wiener, understood the value in this project and the need for us to bring together the resources to make sure that it happens and it's delivered is so significant. And fortunately, Senator Wiener understands the southeast sector of this city. And President of the Board of Supervisors, Shamann Walton, you are the beneficiary of all the generosity of our senator, because we're talking about nearly $12 million on the southeast sector of our city, investing in this community, finally. I know Larry's happy. And people like Larry and Drew and others who have been a part of this community since we were kids, growing up, born and raised, and still here giving back, to see something like this happen in our lifetimes is absolutely extraordinary. Now, we have a lot of people to thank. We have Mercy, and I know Doug is here, and I want to thank Related, because we're talking about folks who are investing even their own personal money in making the hub happen. Where the Boys and Girls Club, and it's great to have Rob here as well, the Boys and Girls Club will have their facility. We are going to have a community hub and a child care center, and the things that are happening because the people of this community said that's what we want. And I can't wait until we make the investments in SF Market, because that fresh produce that comes from Gerald Street is going to come right here to the grocery store that we open in the Sunnydale community that is long overdue. So Senator Wiener, I really want to thank you for your support of focusing on this community, and I wish it wasn't happening in bureaucratic years, because it's been, again, 15 years in the making, and we've been able to build a few hundred units here. We have a number of others. We went from almost 800 units in this community, and when it's all said and done, we're talking about 1,700 units filled with life, filled with fun, filled with hope, filled with family, and filled with opportunity. Thank you all so much, and Senator Wiener, thank you so much, because we appreciate you, we appreciate your advocacy, we appreciate you doing everything you can to ensure that all of San Francisco is included in these wonderful opportunities. And I can't wait until we open up all of those places right here, the rec center, the gym, all of the things that are going to really make life here so much more amazing. And thank you to the community, especially for your patience, for your understanding, for your feedback, and also, of course, for your criticism of how the city is not delivering in a way that it should. So Drew, we're going to get there, and thank you for hanging in there, and your mom, and all the work that you all continue to do to bless and support and uplift this community. We're going to get it done for Sunnydale, so let's continue to work on it and get it done quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Breed, and thank you for your deep commitment to residents of public housing, and understanding that deeply understanding that people deserve to have a safe and just wonderful place to live. And I'm so excited about this project. Next, I want to welcome up the president of the Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Walton, who represents the southeastern neighborhoods, and Shamann and I we have a long and terrific relationship and friendship, and he is such a fierce fighter for this community, and he holds all of us who hold citywide office accountable to never, ever, ever forget this community, because we know that in the history of San Francisco, far too often southeastern neighborhoods have been left behind and have not received the resources and the support that they deserve. So President Walton, thank you for your tenacity, and come on up.
Thank you, Senator Wiener, and thank you, Mayor Breed. And first of all, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunnydale. Welcome to Visitation Valley. Welcome to District 10. Welcome to the southeast sector of San Francisco. You know, the term Hope SF itself really represents a promise. And we fought to make sure not only that we have the resources to get all of the developments revitalized and make sure that they are state-of-the-art housing for community, but also to make sure that the amenities and everything you need to make a community vibrant also come along with that. As someone who has actually lived in two of the public housing communities in Hope SF, both living in West Point, which is now Hunter's View, and in Potrero Hill, I definitely understand how important it is to maintain a promise like what the vision Hope SF was. And if you look around and look at what we've been able to do in all four communities, obviously we are working hard to fulfill that commitment. I'm just excited to be here with all of you today. Not too long ago, we celebrated the renaming of a part of Hines Street to Miss Jackson Way, which really, again, is a part of continuing to fulfill promises to make sure we honor the people before us as we continue to do the work for community today. And it is really exciting to me to be able to stand here with Senator Wiener and say thank you for him being concerned about your needs and community, being concerned about what we've been asking for here in the southeast sector, and putting his money where his mouth is. That is a big deal, and I just want to say thank you in front of everyone and let you know how much we appreciate you, Senator Wiener. Because it's not, yeah, definitely deserve that. Because it's not, obviously, the hub is important, and it's a big piece of what we need to realize a dream, but the work with the Produce Mart and what we're going to be able to realize when that is finally complete, the opportunities that it provides to address food insecurities and working with our other food insecurity networks, that's important. We need state-of-the-art facilities to do state-of-the-art job in our isolated and disenfranchised communities, and so those resources are going to go a long way. And I had an opportunity to visit the box shop the other day and have conversations with the leadership there, and just see all the great work that is happening for our artists. As Senator Wiener stated, a lot of artists don't have opportunity to create and really put their visions together because of lack of space, and the box shop is providing that right in our very own community. And so again, we want to appreciate that support. Mayor Breed really thanked mostly everybody, but again, I just want to reiterate our appreciation for not only the resources, but for the work that everybody here has done to get us this far. If you look around and see that the work is happening, and we're going to go vertical pretty soon, and we're going to really, again, realize more of the dream and more of the vision that was put in place through Hope SF. So thank you all for coming out here to the most beautiful place in San Francisco. And as you can see, the sun is starting to come out. And so again, we appreciate you, and thank you so much, Senator Wiener.
Before we go to our next speaker, I just want to acknowledge our Assessor Recorder, Joaquin Torres, for being here. Thank you, Assessor, for being here. Next, I'd like to bring up Doug Shoemaker, president of Mercy Housing California, one of our great affordable housing nonprofits.
Thanks, Senator Wiener. And as President Walton said, I think most of the thank yous have been said. I guess I'll just say a couple things. I want to thank very much Senator Wiener for his leadership on this, along with the mayor and President Walton. It's a very unusual city that rushes to fund these types of projects as opposed to sort of the opera and the ballet, and I'm sure they get their money. But I think it's an amazing situation that we have leadership that knows this is where public dollars need to go, and acts to do that. So I really want to appreciate that, and I hope no one from the opera ballet gets mad at that comment. We have been running a very long capital campaign to kind of help with this project in partnership with Rec and Park, our partners, the Boys and Girls Club, Wu Yi, and Related, and we're there. We're seeing the finish line, and we're very excited. I want to thank our partners at RPD, Phil and team. I also want to just echo, like, it's a great Rec and Park department where you walk over and say, I think I want to do this, and they're like, I think we want to do it more. And so I think it's a great thing. And then lastly, you know, as an affordable housing developer, most of the time we're building housing in communities where, you know, there's nobody on the site to begin with. Sunnydale is a completely different situation. I mean, we walked into a community that already existed, had its history, had its vision. We've been incredibly fortunate to work with community leaders here. The mayor mentioned Larry and Drew, and there are many others that work on our staff, the Boys and Girls Club staff, or others, and others that have come, and they really were the guiding force behind what Ramey and team have led in terms of development. And so it's just phenomenal to have the opportunity to work to fulfill the promise that President Walton talked about earlier, which is feel incredibly lucky that we're in the position to assist with this, and want to thank the Sunnydale community for, again, its patience, but also its leadership on this. I just look out and I think about how much I've had a chance to learn from working in this community. I want to sincerely thank you. It's been one of the most important experiences of my life. So I will thank you and turn it back over to State Senator.
To make the hub successful, we're going to rely on some of our nonprofit community partners who do amazing work supporting our young people. So I now want to bring up two folks from those nonprofits. Rob Connolly, the president of the Boys and Girls Club of San Francisco, and Monica Walters, the CEO of Wu Yi Children's Services.
Good morning, and thank you so much. I'd like to start, of course, by thanking Senator Wiener for hearing the needs of our communities and championing them with us in Sacramento. And of course, I would like to thank our wonderful Mayor London Breed and our SF Board of Supervisors, Shamann, Walton, for their contributions through the Low Income Investment Fund. And that is a big part of our funding here, is the city as well as the state. So, you know, we believe at Wu Yi that quality early child care and education is so important. We know that a good preschool education leads to success in kindergarten and beyond. And at Wu Yi, we know that an early start is what raises a thriving child, family, community, and San Francisco. We've been working closely with all of you to make this possible, and these budget investments help mark a new milestone for making this possible in Sunnydale and our southeast neighborhoods. We're committed to the success of every child from day one, but we can't do it alone, and that's where the contributions of our senator, our mayor, and the Board of Supervisors has really made a tremendous difference in our ability to succeed in our mission. By working together with you and our partners at Sunnydale, we want all our community members to feel personally vested in this project and the success of all of our children. And together, I believe that we are raising San Francisco. Thank you so much.
So we're going to have some young people and some of our staff from the club out here in Sunnydale join me. So let me first just say, Rob Connolly, Boys and Girls Clubs of San Francisco, super proud to be here today. I love the spot we picked because you can look right over. You can see where the hub is going to be, where the gym is going to be. It's just so exciting for me. Boys and Girls Club has been in this community for 31 years, and we have I've been responsible for the site for 23 of those years. And we've had some tough times here, and some times where we've wondered, can we do this work successfully? And we've wondered, should we stay here? Should we move to a site outside the community and try to serve Sunnydale kids from there? We have 3 really small rooms here. And it then became apparent that something was going to change in this community, and that the leaders in the city were going to look out for this community and do something profound. So I am incredibly proud. It's been a long time coming to be here, and to say thank you to our elected officials. Senator Wiener, thank you for all you do. You do it in a really quiet way at times, and you're just really good at what you do. And I really appreciate the fact that you answer the calls when people like me make them, and you find ways to support the community. And just really, really grateful to everything you've done. Mayor Breed, we knew when you came into office that communities like this were going to benefit in a tremendous way. We've got 13 sites across San Francisco. This project we knew was incredibly important, and when the mayor came in, I thought, all right, there's a real possibility that some of the promises are going to get delivered on. So thank you for everything you do for this community and so many others. And then Supervisor Walton, thank you for your friendship to the Boys and Girls Club. We've got 5 sites in Supervisor Walton's district. He cares about every single one of them, thinks about each of them, responds to our calls, and your support of this community. I've seen you out here just so many times doing the little things to support my staff, to support Drew and Larry and others. You do it from the heart, and it is authentic, and I am really grateful for everything you do. So with that, I also just want to acknowledge the young people behind me. You know, we're proud of this as adults. We're excited. We know what this can mean, but you all, this is yours. And we are really proud that in whatever amount of time it's going to be when the doors finally open to the community center, it's your site. And I am grateful for the ways in which you've advocated for this project. We've got a group that's called the TAG group, Teen Advocacy Group. And you all have spoken up. You've attended hearings with Rec and Park. And Phil, thank you for everything you've done to allow the voices of young people to be heard, to speak up and say this is what we need. So congratulations to all of you for everything you do. And I'll just finally say to my staff who's out here, Star, I think you're up here. Star leads this site. JB's out here as well. Dee Dee, I'm not sure if she's in the crowd, on the ground each day. Patty's our mental health professional here. These guys work every day for the young people and for the families of the community. So thank you for your leadership as staff. And then my senior teams here, and some of you have been with me for 2 decades now, and making sure this site ran well. And the promise of what it's going to be in a couple of years is just super exciting. So anyway, thank you all, and thank you to our elected officials for being great leaders.
I'm sorry, I just had to come on back because I realized I forgot to thank Eric and the folks at the Mayor's Office of Housing for all their great work. So wanted to just add that. Thank you.
Next, I want to bring up Eli Zegas, who is the president of the board of directors for the San Francisco Produce Market.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Senator Wiener, Mayor Breed, Supervisor Walton, and everyone else who's in attendance today. I especially want to add an extra thanks to you, Senator Wiener, for the funding you've brought in, and the mayor for all your support. You've heard a little bit about the SF market. We are a proud community member of Bayview Hunters Point and have been for nearly 60 years. If you're not familiar with us, I encourage you to come check it out. We are San Francisco's original and only wholesale produce market, which means there's food coming in from farms around California, around the world, and then being distributed to grocery stores, restaurants, and more. We have a collection of warehouses, but really I like to think of it as food infrastructure, critical food infrastructure. We're located just south of Cesar Chavez, west of 3rd. If you haven't seen it, come see me. We'd be happy to give you a tour, or our general manager, Michael Janis. If you want a taste of it, it's right there in those bags. Those bags are here for you all, so please take some delicious produce home. While critical to ensuring the flow of food between farms and consumers, the SF market is also critical infrastructure that's not just about food. We're critical because as a nonprofit social enterprise, there are 26 small businesses We call them merchants, who employ about 500 people in the southeast part of San Francisco. And those jobs provide economic diversity. That's a lot of jobs that don't require a college degree. They're solid jobs, and that's in a city that has less and less of that. We also directly support healthy food access, and you've heard a little bit about this, through our food recovery program. We matchmake between food pantries, soup kitchens, and others who provide food to those who need it, and our merchants who have food that is maybe not sellable, but is definitely edible, especially that day. And so we are distributing a lot, literally tons, 2 tons, 4,000 pounds of fresh produce each day, which has totaled over the past few years 9.5 million pounds of food. And that is the largest program of its kind anywhere in Northern California, and I actually don't know of one anywhere near that big nearby. The funding that is coming to the SF market, thanks to the Senator, is going to allow us to break ground on the next phase of our project, an 80,000-foot new warehouse. And that may not, to us it's a big deal, but its impact really means there's going to be a new building that is earthquake resilient. It is a new building where merchants will want to be, and it means that we can continue to have the jobs and the food flowing. And so a new building, a reinvestment, means that we're going to be able to provide the services to the city that we really want to. In short, this funding ensures that the SF market can help jobs and food continue to flow in San Francisco, and we are so excited to do that. So please, again, take some food with you on your way out. Thank you to the mayor, thank you, Senator, thank you, Supervisor. We are so excited to keep this work up. Appreciate it.
And I got a produce back from them last time I visited, and it's really good, so definitely take it. And then finally, I want to bring up Charlie Gadekin from the box shop.
Hello, my name is Charles Gadekin, and I run the box shop. The box shop is a collaborative art space in Hunters Point. First of all, I'd like to thank Senator Wiener and the state of California and everyone else. The box shop is a one-of-a-kind art space in Hunters Point. We have a large shop of professional tools and equipment for artists and makers. We have been serving the community for the past 20 years, and hundreds of amazing works of art have been produced there, public works of art that have impacted thousands of people. Like many other local arts organizations, we face many pressures, including the high cost of real estate. Unfortunately, we are going to lose our lease and have about 2 more years at our current location. And this funding is really going to help us to purchase a new building and to create a permanent home for the 100+ artists and the thousands of people who use the space. I really want to invite everyone, if you haven't been to the box shop, we're at 10 Hunters Point. We have, it's next to the 2 new parks that they're building. And we, in the last couple of years, paid 120 artists to paint 140 murals inside and outside of the space. And it has created a pretty amazing collection of Bay Area artists' work. And we're really looking forward to building an art space that can serve the San Francisco industrial arts community, you know, for many, many years to come. And once again, thank you very much to Senator Wiener and the state of California. And I look forward to working with the London Breed and the Board of Supervisors. And I'm sorry if I'm a little nervous, but I'm just super excited, and we're looking forward to, you know, making an art space that can make a difference in people's lives for years to come. Thank you very much.
Okay, that concludes our speakers. We're happy to answer any questions from the press. Okay, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, let's first do if there are questions about any of these projects or the funding. Okay. And everyone's still doing fundraising, so private donations welcome.
$3 million
Uh-huh.
still needed.
Okay.
Larry?
No, I want to speak to Sunnydale right now. I've been here all my life. I just want to
I'm using a microphone.
Yeah, come on up.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Jones, and I've been here all my life as a resident, advocate, and whatever else other hat you could wear out here, I've wore it. I've worked for Mercy Housing for 13 years, and I just want to say that this project, on behalf of this community, is something that we've needed badly. It saves lives. It's going to change people's whole outlook and perspective on living. We've been impoverished, underserved, and misguided for decades. Now we have new leadership. We have new direction, and we now see the light. We see these buildings coming up, and all of the rhetoric that we heard in the negative vibes are now being deleted. So, Supervisor Walton, we love you. Mayor Breed, we love you. Senator Wiener, we appreciate this so much. You just don't know the dynamics that you're going to change with this Boys and Girls Club being able to have a whole facility as opposed to one floor that's not handicap accessible, that doesn't have space for more than 40 kids. You don't understand how kids don't have to go to another community to risk their lives just to play a game of basketball. Now they can go across the street. They can be multicultural. We could be ethnically connected, and we could do better by ourselves by feeling better and living better. So it's bigger than just the funding, because the bureaucracy did what we've been needing them to do. They stepped up, kept their word, which hasn't happened to Sunnydale. We've been in this valley for decades. We've been the black eye of District 10, no longer. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of this community, and I want everybody to come back and appreciate it when we get what we finally deserve. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Okay, now we go to monkeypox.
I could do that separately.
Yeah, okay. She'll talk to you, the mayor will talk to you separately. Okay, thank you, everyone. I think we want to try to do a big picture, so if everyone wants to come up here, we'll just do a little group picture to show our beautiful community. So come up here.